How are we, my friends? You are very welcome along to Wednesday evening's Anfield Agenda Transfer News Roundup. Today we're going to be focusing on the defence. We're going to be speaking about Giovani Leone. We're going to be speaking about MARC, and of course we're going to be speaking a little bit as well about the future of Ibrahim Konate. Once we go through the video, we'd love to know your thoughts, my friends, so do let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and of course don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will be back tonight, 8:45. I know the Super Cup is on, but I'm still banking that we've got plenty to talk about. So I will see you back here tonight at 8:45 for the late night agenda. Until then, let's get cracking with the news. Right, we're going to start off with Lewis Steele, and he said more departures are expected from Liverpool, with Harvey Elliott, Federico Chiesa, Ben Doak and Kostas Tsimikas all set to depart. These potential exits could generate another 60 to 70 million pound or even 80 to 90 million pound, again kind of underwriting some of Liverpool's transfer spending this summer. No shocks here for me. We always thought that the likes of Elliott, Chiesa, Doak and Kostas will move on this summer. Of course, it's good news that Liverpool are looking to bring in two defenders. That means that we aren't going to leave ourselves short. I know that there was some talk about Leone potentially going back to Parma on loan, but it doesn't look like that is going to be the case. Fabrizio Romano said this: Liverpool want Giovani Leone to be available for Arne Slot this season and not to go out on loan. It is certainly a big display of faith in an 18-year-old if Giovani Leone is signed. And by the way, it does look like he will be. Certainly 6'4", 6'5", I believe, 18 years of age, an absolute man mountain of a fella, and somebody who looks up and idolises, well, our captain, Virgil van Dijk. Next from Fabrizio Romano, he said Liverpool are pushing to sign Giovani Leone immediately with no plans for him to stay on loan in Italy. He would join Arne Slot's squad right away. Club-to-club negotiations with Parma are underway. Leone has already given Liverpool his word and doesn't need any persuasion. We love that as well. Look, it must be a difficult move for him. You know, he's 18 years of age, playing in Italian football at the top tier. It must be daunting enough. But to have the wherewithal and courage and belief in your own ability to come over to join the Premier League champions, I think that speaks volumes about the type of guy that we are bringing in. And I'm sure he must have mightily impressed Arne Slot, Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes and that Liverpool recruitment team. Little bit from Sky Sports News now on this one. Liverpool are in advanced talks to sign Giovani Leone. Fee being discussed, they say, is between 25 and 30 million pound. Both clubs are negotiating the final details of this potential deal. It is interesting, this one, because all summer long, anything I'd read about Leone, yes, Liverpool's name was mentioned, but it was almost taken as a formality that he would join Inter Milan. There was even reports over in Italy that said he had given his word to join Inter Milan. That could be because Parma's head coach has gone across there, and obviously the idea of bringing Leone with him is one that he's like the idea of. But Liverpool have made their move, and we know that Italian football don't really have the finances that they once did, so they can't really compete with the powers and the riches of the Premier League. Florian Plettenberg has said, breaking, understand Liverpool have reached full verbal agreement with Giovani Leone. The super talented 18-year-old centre-back wants to join Liverpool with immediate effect. Negotiations with Parma are advanced. Liverpool want to sign two more centre-backs before deadline day if possible. One with experience, and that of course will be MARC, and one young talent in Leone. Rising Italian star Leone to Liverpool. Deal is close. Exclusive news, he said, from 7th of August. Now on the way. Ben Jacobs and Alex Crook have been talking about this as well, and they said Liverpool very close to a full agreement for Parma defender Giovani Leone. Deal could be finalised in 24 hours or less. So that's what I'm saying. We will be back tonight because this one's moving quickly, as is the MARC one. This from Matteo Moretto said Giovani Leone increasingly closer to Liverpool. Negotiations are well on track between all interested parties. Now, there isn't really much to say about Alexander Isak today, so I was going to avoid it, but I have to bring up Luke Edwards and the Telegraph again because I don't know if he's trying to bait people or what his plan is here, but I think he's making himself look more and more foolish as the window goes on. So he posted today to say, quietly and slowly, Newcastle United are having a good transfer window, particularly if they stick to their plan to keep Isak. Who's this lad honestly trying to kid at this point? They're not going to keep Isak, mate. Even if Liverpool don't buy him, he doesn't want to play for them anymore. And let's be honest, all things are pointing to him joining Liverpool. And they're having an okay window, mate. about to bring in Jacob Ramsey, who was a decent enough signing, but Villa have Morgan Rogers, and that's why that and PSR. You know, PSR, Luke, the thing you seem to be forgetting about in these conversations, well, Villa know they have to cut the cloth accordingly, hence why they're interested in selling Jacob Ramsey. Is Jacob Ramsey, Malik Thiaw, and Alanga a good window, Luke? It's okay, but again, let's see how the last part plays out, mate. You know the part you're saying you'll see on September the 1st? We will indeed. Let's get back to Ibrahim Konate now, because we don't know what's going on with his future. We've seen reports yesterday that said Chelsea are about to make a £43 million bid for Konate, but what I would say is this situation with MARC and Giovani Leone is certainly taking the pressure off Liverpool with this deal for Konate, whether it comes to fruition or not. But I still don't like the idea of Konate going into the season without us knowing his future. Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain are in the race to sign Konate, according to Dario AS. A free transfer next summer is being considered by both clubs, and quite simply, I don't think Liverpool can let it get to that point with Konate. It doesn't look good to the outside world if we're letting players like Konate, 25, 26, just walk away for free at the end of a deal. If we can't agree terms with Konate in this summer's window, for me, and look, I'm only speaking for me here, sell. If you're bringing in Leone, you're bringing in MARC, you've got Gomez, you've got Virgil, you've got Young Nello, you've got the centre-back options that Arna kept speaking about that I don't really agree with, but he thinks are options. If you can't get Konate to agree, bring in the money. We can't let him go for free in the summer, especially if he ends up going to Real Madrid. That just, it wouldn't sit well with Liverpool fans. If you haven't noticed, the deals for the likes of Luis Diaz, who left, Darwin Núñez, Liverpool fans at least understood that the club were bringing in money for players who had served us, well, I guess, to different levels of happiness, shall we say, with those two players. But you didn't see any real uproar from Liverpool fans, because we looked at it and we thought, okay, sometimes players move on, club are recouping some money, we'll probably reinvest that. But the likes of Konate to leave for free, I really think if that's the case, it's going to, well, it's not going to look great from the outside, and it's not good business for the club either. We need to stop this ability for players to just walk out the door from Liverpool Football Club. Too many have gone for free. So for me, if you can't agree a deal with Konate soon, you know, I think you're going to have to look at a sale. That's my 2 cents on it. But of course, I do want to know your thoughts on the Konate situation, the signing of Leone, MARC, and of course, Luke Edwards in the Telegraph. Do you agree about the Isak situation? And do you think Newcastle are really having a good window? We'll go through it all tonight at 8:45, where I will have the very latest news for you on all of these deals. I'm just about to record the preview for the Bournemouth game. That's going to be out tomorrow morning. The podcast with myself, Chris and Steve came out today. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, the full podcast is up on the YouTube channel, and it's also on Spotify in video form if you'd prefer to use that platform. But either way, thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you tonight at 8:45. We'll talk then. Bye-bye.